Hey guys, so lately I have noticed more and more people are either trying to argue with me about my opinions of certain Pokemon games, or are just genuinely curious why I don't like certain ones. So, whichever one of those kinds of people you are, whether you disagree with my opinion and want to fight me on it, or if you just want to know, my reasoning for it, I'm going to explain it. Part of this is due to the tier list I made, and let me pull that up on my other phone while I'm talking so I can actually address individual points of interest, I guess is the right word. So, first and foremost, we're just going to get the lesser problematic games out of the way. I have been given grief for liking Sun and Moon, as well as Platinum. Well, first off, Sun and Moon, no, they're not great as, like, what you expect from a Pokemon game, but I love that they were different. Sure, I missed the gyms, but the Island Challenge was fun. I feel like if you're going to do that different, you should have done not an Elite Four exactly, but I mean, a change of pace is nice. I wish they would do something similar again. And I don't mean a remake, I mean, like, do a different game that's, like, not that. In the regular mainline, not like a Legends game. Platinum, I will fight anyone that says it's not great because it is great. I love it. I love Platinum. I love Gen 4. I just realized the Gen 4 remakes are not on this tier list. Huh. I thought something felt like it was missing. It's got everything else from Gen 8, but it doesn't have the Gen 4 remakes. That's weird. Alright, anyway. So, now we're going to get to the reason I'm making this video. The reason people want to throw hands. Black and White are the absolute worst Pokemon games, in my opinion, of the mainline games. I don't have a lot of experience with, like, spin-off games, so I didn't do a tier list of those. So if there's a spin-off that's worse than Black and White, I am not aware of it. So yeah, this tier list is just mainline, so this video is just mainline. Black and White are the worst. I'm going to start with my petty reasons before I get on to, like, the big deal reasons. So, I didn't start playing Pokemon until literally Platinum. Platinum was wonderful. It was fun. It was exciting. I felt when I played. And then the Gen 2 remakes immediately after, they're beautiful. How can anyone not love the Johto region? It's literally my favorite season in the anime. It's literally one of the best games. It's beautiful. Johto is a beautiful region. Like, Platinum is my favorite game, but if I had to pick a favorite region, it would be Johto. The Gen 2 region is just the absolute best. So, going from an exciting game like Platinum to a beautiful game like Soul Silver to something that felt just so washed out and generic as Black and White. That was just one of the biggest letdowns. Now, don't get me wrong. Everything I'm saying it's my opinion, but it doesn't mean it's my fact. I hate the games, but there are Pokemon in them that I love. Oshawott, his entire evolution line, perfect. Pawniard and Bisharp, excellent. Zekrom, Kyurem. absolutely amazing legendaries. But now let's get back to the reasons I dislike. So, first off, when I'm playing a game, I want to feel something. The only thing I felt when I was playing Black and White was, I'd say the first 10 minutes, I just felt this overwhelming sense of disappointment. And then after that, I literally felt nothing playing it. Nothing excited me. Nothing made me feel. It was a game that existed. I would replay it. I mean, I've technically started a replay on an emulator. I'm doing literally a randomized Black or White, whichever one has Zekrom. Let me look at my list. Hold on. White, because Zekrom. I don't even know if in a randomizer it matters which one I pick, but it's the only game I can actually use a randomizer with. So obviously I've got to replay it for a randomizer. But other than that, it's not worth it to me. Other reasons I dislike it. Let's address the elephant in the room. The characters. Team Plasma literally feels like a rip-off, watered down, completely desaturated Team Rocket. Oh, let's steal the Pokemons to commit crime. No, because let's steal the Pokemon so people can't have the Pokemons. That's literally their whole thing. They don't even want to benefit from stealing Pokemon, which I'm not condoning crime. I'm not saying go steal people's pets and commit crime. But if you're going to be the evil team that steals the Pokemon, use them to commit crimes like Team Rocket. And no, Team Rocket isn't necessarily the best villain team. They're obviously better. Aqua and Magma, for example. Galactic. Actually, no, I think that's about all for that. I think. Yeah, they're the best villain teams. I would say Team Flare, but I mean, that's a story for a different day. That's just definitely not relevant in this video because I could make a whole video about them. But yeah, Team Plasma just really felt wrong. And I don't mean morally wrong. I mean they didn't feel written. It's like, here's a concept. Do it. What do you mean do it? Do you mean flesh this idea out? No, just do this concept. Oh, okay. 'Cause I get it. Considering the context of the game, I get it. But maybe make it feel more like you put more than 2 seconds of effort into writing this team. Their bosses were kind of fun. They were fun fights. As far as fun in Black and White can go. But just from a story perspective, not a gameplay perspective, Team Plasma was kind of trash. And then the other members that aren't exactly, I don't know, is N considered a member of Team Plasma, or is he just like the face of Team Plasma, for lack of a better phrase? N is like the shallowest character. And I know there are people that argue with that point. I do not doubt that there are going to be comments about my feelings about N, but he is boring. He is overloved by the community for absolutely no reason. And his name alone, his so-called real name, makes me literally want to throw up. Natural Harmonia Gropius. He sounds like he doesn't need to be allowed within 500 feet of another human. I'm sorry, but that is not a name that you need to give a character that you're supposed to, like, feel an attachment towards, especially since this character does interact with, you know, other characters and literal children characters. His name just gives so many of the wrong vibes. I really regret learning that his full name wasn't just N. I regret that fact every time I think about this man. And again, it's not even just his name. He's so boring of a character. He literally is like a stereotypical hippie flower child, peace and love, man, let me hit the joint again. Like, if it was set in, like, if he was a character from a game that was basically set during Woodstock, but like whatever the Pokemon World equivalent of Woodstock would be, like a Legends whatever region that is game, he would actually fit in really well. But considering that's not the case, no. You did not do this character very good. You did not write this character very good. You gave him a name that makes him sound like a criminal, and not the good kind of criminal, for lack of a nicer way to say that. I'm not going to use the word I'm thinking because I don't want this video to get taken down. But I know you know what word I'm thinking of. He sounds like he is that word. And it's just, I'm sorry, how can you like this man? His design isn't even interesting. He's boring. Like, what is wrong with you if you have an attachment to him? And now, the biggest issue I have with the game is it literally just feels like someone tried to redo Gen 1. Not a remake, but like a complete do-over. But in the worst way possible. There are some great Pokemon, and I love some of the ones I'm about to complain about. But I still need to complain about them. Look at Gen 1. We have, for example, we have Geodude. Everyone knows Geodude. My grandma knows Geodude. The people in nursing homes all over the world that have grandkids that know Pokemon know Geodude. There are people that probably don't even know Pokemon at all that know Geodude. And Geodude is great. He's a rock with arms. How do you have a complaint about that? It's just, it is so perfectly Gen 1. And he evolves into Graveler, which is like Geodude but rough, but now he's got extra arms and legs. And then you literally trade him to evolve him into Golem. The trade is the part I want you to focus on for this. Because now let's go back to Gen 5. Let's talk the black and white rock. I love, well, what's his name? Boldore? Boldore the second one. Boldore to Roggenrola. Boldore is the second evolution. You have Roggenrola. He's a little rock. No one knows him. What sets him apart from Geodude? He's got legs instead of arms. He evolves into, guess what? a bigger rock, Boldor, who has extra legs now. And I guess technically you could say he's got arms. And then what do you do to evolve him? You trade to evolve him, and he turns into Gigalith, which I love. But it's very clear he's just a Golem ripoff, because the trade evolution for a rock type that's not even that great, like, by gameplay standards, it just... Yeah, he's a ripoff of Golem. That entire line is a ripoff of the Geodude line. We've got the comparison between Tentacool and Tentacruel and their Gen 5 counterparts, Jellicent and... What's it called? Frillish? Frillish, yeah. They're just... I know every generation has something that's comparable to every other generation. But comparable doesn't mean it feels like a ripoff. Like, you can take Nacli, for example. I love Nacli. I love Knucklestack. I love Garganacl. They do everything a 3-stage rock type should do. They do it great. They have great designs. But it's very clear that they're not trying to be a complete ripoff of the Geodude line. Especially since Knucklestack doesn't need to be traded to evolve into Garganacl. So, it's already set apart. But then there's literally the entire Roggenrola line, and it's just, what if Geodude but legs instead of arms? I don't know. I don't think I'm conveying what I'm trying to convey. I hope you're understanding why I don't like Black and White. This does not apply to Black and White 2. That feels like what Black and White should have been, but didn't get to be. Black and White 2 are literally great games. Yeah, they're technically just black and white, but they feel right. They literally... I don't understand how these are the sequel when they feel like they could have just been standalone. They should have been Black and White. And then Black and White, like, as we got them, shouldn't exist. Because how does the sequel do so much better at everything that it feels like what you think about more when you think about the game? Because when I think about Black and White in a positive way, everything I think of comes from Black and White 2. If I think about Black and White without caring if it's a positive or a negative thought, I think about, the original Black and White. But if I think about it in a positive way, all I can picture is whatever I'm thinking about, but from Black and White 2. Everything is so much better. And that's the game that we should have gotten instead of Black and White. If you like Black and White, I'm not going to say you're wrong, because if you like it, you like it. I'm just tired of being told I'm wrong for disliking it. I'm also tired of having to explain it by, typing the same thing over and over, so that's part of the reason for this video. So anytime someone's like, well, why don't you like it? Hold on, let me get my link. And yeah, aside from what I said about what's wrong with you if you like End, there's nothing wrong with you liking Black and White. What's wrong with you What's wrong with you liking Black and White is when you decide to use your like of Black and White to say that I'm wrong for hating it. I could say the same about you, but that's not how it should be. If you don't like something that someone else does like, that's fine. I hate Black and White with a passion, but I love that you like it. And you should love that I like the games I like. That's just how it should be. If everyone loved the same games, why would they keep making new ones? I mean, I know it's about, them making money in that case, but you get what I mean. Like what you like and don't attack other people for what they don't like. But if you are genuinely curious as to why someone doesn't like a thing, that's fine. Because you're not attacking anyone then. But, yeah, this is literally my final word on the subject. You can ask me all you want. Well, don't you like this? Don't you like this? Don't you like that? What about this? About Black and White? Yeah, I probably don't like that. But this is to explain why. So, there you go. Whether you want to throw hands with me for disliking your favorite game, or if you're just curious as to why I don't like it, this video is going to hopefully have explained my opinions on it to you. So, thank you for listening. I did not expect this to be over 20 minutes. I apologize for that, but thank you for sticking through to the end. I appreciate it, and I hope this is enlightening as to why I don't care for Gen 5. So, catch you next time. Have a great weekend, and remember, don't be upset with someone for not loving a game that you love.